Okay, we're working Archer on some placing. I wanted to make this video as it pertains to place, but this is something that also can be applied to sit, down, wait. I have them on this little slip lead because sometimes puppies get interested in other things. So they have a tendency to, when they get the food, they're like, okay, bye, and they do a little dine and dash on us. And so this just prevents him from going somewhere else and keeps his attention a little bit on me as he goes for things like leaves, and all this stuff's fairly common with puppies. Like, I might just remove it from him. So the leash is going to be really helpful. I set myself up to have the leash. I've got his lunch ready to go, and I've got my clicker. So he's a silly boy, and that's okay. Like, all of these things get easier over time, but the leash also, like, if he goes to bite on something, I can tell him no with the leash. So super functional. Archer, come here, buddy. So I'm going to put him on place. I'm going to say Archer place. So the goal of this is to make sure that he understands what I'm asking. And so I'm walking him to the bed. I'm using my leash if I need to. I'm going to pay him every time I click. So that teaches him that the food is coming to him. Click, food is coming. And I'm working a tiny bit on duration. Now with a puppy, I don't expect them to hold this for very long. Their attention span is fairly short-lived, but I can start to pay him pretty liberally, and so I can get a little bit more duration here. And then I'm just going to release him. So I'm going to say, okay. And I want that to be really clear for him. So if I tell him okay, he can have freedom. So we're not, like, he's released from the command. He doesn't have to be in a heel position next to me. He can get back on the bed if he wants to, but I want him to totally understand that he's totally okay to go. Okay, yeah, good boy. Now if he jumps, maybe I'll give him a little bit of a correction there with the leash, but Archer, place. Super. So click, food is coming every single time, even if I'm clicking a couple times. If he gets off the bed before I tell him he can get off the bed, then I'm just going to put him right back on. So I've got my leash so he can't dine and dash on me. Very good. Okay. Wow. And when I tell him okay, let's see if I can show you in the camera, I'm guiding him. So there's still food in my hand. And with a puppy, he's like, how do I get the food? I'm just going to follow it. So it's showing him exactly where I want him to go. And so there's no confusion. Sometimes with a young dog, if we're just like stiff or like Archer place, okay, and our body language isn't communicating anything, there often can be a lot of confusion because their body language first, and they pick up on these cues secondary. We create meaning to them through repetition. We create meaning with the click through repetition. Good job, buddy. Wow, so good. So clicking, paying him. If he gets off, put him back on. Like there might have been a treat dropped. Good job, buddy. Wow, so see, he like went to go look for a second and then came back to put himself back on. So tiny bit of duration, not anything crazy, and I'm still here helping him. I'm not going far away from him yet. He's not ready for that. Okay. Just making sure he understands what's expected, how to get into the position. I'm insisting on a little bit of permanence, and then making sure that when it is appropriate to get up, that's really clear for him.